It was a tragedy that rocked a nation. Terrorist attacks in New York, Virginia, and Pennsylvania.
A nation mourned and a nation came together in ways we had never seen before.
And as we approach the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, CTV takes an in-depth look at how America has changed and the impact it has had on Prince Georgians.
I don't think words can express it. I really don't. At least I'm not able to express my emotions and feelings about that day.
When I think back, I hope that people who were lost, had a chance to tell their loved ones what they meant to them and left that morning with a good relationship.
Thank you for tuning in for this special edition of CTV News Remembering 9/11. I'm Sonia Shrivastava.
And I'm Patricia Villone. Well, when terrorists struck the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and Shanksville 10 years ago, families and friends across the nation lost loved ones. But the small town of University Park in Prince George's was hit particularly hard when it lost 5 of its residents.
The Falkenberg family was on its way to Australia, where Leslie Whittington had planned an academic sabbatical. But the family of 4, Leslie, her husband Charles, and children 8-year-old Zoe and 3-year-old Dana, never made it overseas. They were on that fateful flight that crashed into the Pentagon 10 years ago.
We had a community get-together for the Falkenbergs the night before, sort of like farewell get-together. And a lot of people knew that it was American Airlines Flight 77, or at least some recollection. And then it started registering with people. They said, oh my goodness, this is Flight 77, American Airlines. And then people started calling each other, and is that true? Is it that plane? And then the word just spread all over town.
Mr. Organizer, that's what Charles Falkenberg was, because he's the one that liked to get the whole community, especially this block here, all involved. And Leslie, she was the jokester. And I would say this, that I saw her in the backyard one day with her little Dana, the youngest, and Dana was probably around 9 months old. And there was Dana, she was crying, and I said, well, Leslie, that's God's gifts to you. And she said, I wish God were here to help you.
The Falkenbergs weren't the only University Park residents to lose their lives that day.
Sheila Hein lived a few blocks away from the Falkenbergs, and she was a civilian employee at the Pentagon. And of all things, for this family on that plane to crash into the Pentagon at that same wall in the same office where Sheila was working. So it was a very tragic coincidence.
All 5 residents will be forever remembered in this memorial that the town constructed in their honor. But there was one member of the Falkenbergs that survived, the family cat. Neighbor Jim Geekus recalls that time period.
When they left for Australia, the Falkenbergs, they left Stella the cat with us. And we intended to keep Stella for about 2 months until they came back here. But of course, after 9/11, we had Stella for good. Stella would keep on going back to the Falkenbergs because that was her people.
Stella died about a year later. Her grave sits within view of the Falkenbergs' home. Jim Geekus says it's a fitting tribute to a family loved by so many.
And University Park is planning a service at the town's 9/11 memorial site on Sunday between 2 and 3 p.m.